So this is a client testimonial or an interview with a former client who has kindly offered to be on camera to share the experience of working with myself, Al Topping of Al Topping Photos and Film. This is Kim. Kim is the manager. Have I got that right?
Yes, that's right. So I run the Intanon Thai restaurant. We're in Ambleside along with my parents, who are the chefs. They've been here for maybe 20, 30 years now. So it's a long time. And
okay, can you just briefly talk about what it is that is unique about Intanon against perhaps some of your competitors?
Well, firstly, I think we are the first restaurant in Ambleside that opened as a Thai restaurant, just to introduce the local cuisine to the locals and its tourists. The business grew quite rapidly when Chris and Busara was running it, and I think as the days got on, the cuisine became more well-known, more popular. People become more educated, and I think because cuisine really branched out to people. You know, with my parents being in the kitchen, ensuring that the food is made exactly how they cooked in Thailand, serving the people in Thailand, making people happy. Yeah, I manage out front, making sure the service is met and customers are happy, to say the least.
Okay, so you've decided that you wanted to modernise the website that you had for the restaurant, and it was previously created
by their nephew.
By your nephew?
Long time ago.
By your nephew, sorry, or by?
By Chris and Busara's nephew.
Okay, right, okay. And they were the previous owners of Intanon before you got them to become the...
That's correct.
Okay, okay. So what problems were you trying to solve by having a new website?
The restaurant needed something new, something updated, something that is very 21st century, to say the least. So I've been working on the website for the past few months, and it's definitely been a challenge. But adding the photos to it, adding the skills, adding the care and attention into all these. I want people to see that I do care about the restaurant, and it can carry on the way it is, but with just some touches of future.
Okay, so modernisation, but ultimately you wanted to show that you as a business owner really cared about the image that you were putting across as a business, and that the people that came to your website would understand that this was very much a role of passion for you by having this business.
Exactly. This business means very much to me. It's my future. It's my parents' future. It's to maintain the legacy that Busara and Chris left behind. I'm trying to make sure that it's in good, capable hands, and yeah. Okay.
Did you know what you were looking for when you started looking for a photographer?
No, not at all. That's just to simply put it. I have no experience in the photography world, in the professional world of that, and I think with the online platforms that I have, that makes it a lot easier for me.
Did you have a number of options from different photographers, or?
I did, yes. I had, including yourself, three people that came forward. You were the only one that actually gave me a call, just to speak further on what I wanted and what I required for the website.
And did that help you?
It very much did. It's good to know having all the information in front of me on a screen, on an email format. But I think just that little increase of willingness to give the clients a call, I think it really improves the chances of making them feel more comfortable, and you're speaking to a human rather than something that's been sent through on an automated email type of thing. Okay. So
you've had three. We've discussed the fact that I gave you a call, which was helpful. we had a conversation when we first started, and I got the impression you didn't really know what it was that you were looking for in a jargon sense. But I think I gave you a bit of an explanation of the types of photography that this sort of project might include, and that seemed to go across quite well for you. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. I think I remember my first couple of thoughts when I was speaking to you on the phone is it almost felt like an interrogation in a good way, because you were asking me all the questions that I needed to ask you, but with me having little knowledge of how it all works, it's definitely opened my mind to what can be done, what needs to be done, and really reinforce the information that I would like. Yeah. So that's a very big tick and very good green flag for me. Thanks.
Okay. So really, I remember us talking about what the objectives were for the website. I think that was one of the first things I asked you. And I'm sure on some level you knew what they were, but I don't think you didn't have them at the forefront of your mind when we had that first call. And I think I remember you saying to me that it was helpful to have that overview, that sort of a marketing overview of what the photography actually gives you, especially when we start talking about money and how price differences impact on different levels of service. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah. It was, that's one of the things I suppose I want to offer my clients, because you're not alone in the sense of people who may not appreciate what a photographer can do. And it's all about demonstrating value at the end of the day, because there's lots of people out there that will take a nice photo, but it's a case of, will that photo actually work and do what it's supposed to do? And hopefully we've done that for you.
Definitely.
It's a case of, yeah.
I would agree with that.
Cool. Okay. Were there any obstacles that almost stopped you from wanting to work with me? And how did I overcome those obstacles in our calls?
Yeah. I don't think there were any obstacles really. I knew what I needed to do. I didn't necessarily know what I was looking for, but you've shown me what you can do, and you've given me all these different options: plan A, plan B, plan C. And I think for me, not knowing how the profession really works, if anything, you give me the ability to jump over that obstacle.
So moving on to the point that you're actually committing and saying yes, what was it that sold you on working with me rather than anybody else?
I think it was, first of all of your plans and how you were very thorough in explaining all these things, yet you were very patient with my slow understanding, understandably. Just that level of willingness, I suppose, that level of friendliness with maintaining the mutual respect of professionality.
Great. So you pushed the big green button.
I did, I think.
That's it.
Yep.
And there were fireworks and confetti everywhere, because it was it's one of those great moments. What was the first thing that you noticed when we started working together? Apart from my forgetfulness.
Of course. I think for you, I think every little detail counted, and that goes towards a goal. You were you knew exactly what you needed to do. You gave me a plan, and we both stuck with the plan. I told you what I wanted, and I think from that you expanded the idea and really gave me the impression of, you do really want to make this work for me. And having that, I don't know the word for it.
Is there a Thai word for it?
There's not that I know of. I think you've just expanded my knowledge. Okay. Yeah, and you were very patient with me, to say the least.
Okay, is there anything specific that I did that helped increase your confidence in our collaboration, that we would ultimately meet the goals that we'd set ourselves?
Yeah. Well, the plans you gave me were very, very detailed. I think they were that detailed that I needed to, phone you a couple of times to ask, when we're meeting and what we're going to do on these sessions. And I think you answered those questions for me straight away.
Was it a problem that I gave you too much detail?
I would prefer it as to have more details rather than too little. So then I really understand, and if anything, I can ask you the questions that, just to give myself the awareness of what goal we're trying to achieve, because we're in this together, that type of thing. No, I'm really happy about what you did.
Okay, so we went through and we had 5 sessions.
I think it was 6.
5 or 6 sessions.
Yeah.
And that included some photos of your building, both inside and outside, daytime and nighttime. We did quite a few sessions on product photography, food photography, and being very creative as we can with those images. There were some sessions with guests, models, and they looked like they had a nice time. And there were 2 sessions of those. Was that it? I think that was it, wasn't it?
Of the models?
No, in general, there was 3 sets. Oh no, we did some pictures with you folks as well, didn't we?
Yes, that's right.
That's it. Okay, cool. And of those, which do you think has come out the best? Which ones sort of surpassed your expectations for the pictures?
I think if I had a big head, I would say definitely ones of ourselves. But I think my favourite ones were just want to make it known that they all look great. There was one that really is my favourite one. It's a couple sat downstairs in our restaurant, and they were having a great time. They were laughing, they were smiling, having a nice conversation, and I think as a photographer, you being there with the camera, them really noticing your presence, I think you made them you made them calm. You made them understand that you're not here to intimidate them. You're here to really get their best side and get that to work for me. So that was great.
So I suppose that picture epitomises what you want from your customer experience, doesn't it?
Exactly.
I'll ask you this anyway. I know that we've sort of chatted about it in the margins, but was there anything that I could have done better for you?
Oh, I think you forgot your camera once, and you had to go back home. So that was you were 30 minutes late, but we got the things done.
It was more 20 rather than 30. Okay, I'll take that one on the chin.
For me, it was 30. Yeah, I mean, apart from that, I'm finding it very hard to come up with a criticism.
Now, you've very kindly written me a written testimonial on Trustpilot. Would there, if you were to recommend me to a friend, your best friend, what would you say was the defining characteristic of working with me?
Your professionalism. There's no doubt about that. I think you're very, very beginner friendly. As myself, who, as I've said before, don't have any experience in the photography world. You really, I've learned a lot from you, even though I'm not in the trade, even though I won't be going into the trade. I think from me, you would come very highly recommended.
Is there anything else that you'd like to comment on?
No, not really. I'm just, I'm looking forward to our future sessions together, I think. And yeah, I'm excited for the videos next year for the restaurant.
Okay. Right, well, King, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a privilege.
Thanks for your time.